Welcome.
Welcome to the Everything Podcast, Season 2, Episode 54. So in yesterday's episode, or the last episode, depending upon when it was released, I reviewed the 2006 Christmas special of Modern Doctor Who, titled The Runaway Bride, and the Series 3 opener, titled Smith and Jones, and also gave you a preview of what's to come up this week. We've got the highlights, so we've got reviewing all of Series 3 of Modern Doctor Who, a bit of Season 4, and we've got a dedicated Neighbours episode that will be released around the time of the first episode, which releases on Monday, September the 18th. So yeah, but before we get all to that, that's in the future, in a couple of episodes' time. In today's episode, I'll be reviewing 4 episodes from Modern Doctor Who, even Series 3, which will be The Shakespeare Code, Gridlock, Daleks in Manhattan, Evolution of the Daleks, and the inspirational quote to round off this episode. But without further ado, let's get on with my review of Series 3, Episode 2, titled The Shakespeare Code. So in this episode, the Karenites, which are the villain of the story, make Martha collapse. The Karenites manipulate Shakespeare to set them free. The Karenites' plan is to destroy the human race. The Karenites cause the Doctor to have a heart attack. The Doctor insults humans for having only one heart. The Doctor instructs Shakespeare to stop the play. Shakespeare saves the day using words. The Doctor I couldn't read my own handwriting there. Shakespeare to do this. Shakespeare flirts with Martha. The Karenites are trapped inside a snow globe. So that is it for Series 2. Series 3, Episodes 2, titled The Shakespeare Code. So here are a few clips from Modern Doctor Who, Series 3, Episode 2, titled The Shakespeare Code. So next up is my review for Series 3, Episode 3, titled Gridlock. So in this episode, the Doctor saves the day, obviously, and this story features the cat people who were last seen in the Series 2 opener titled New Earth, and the face of Bo, who was last seen in the end of the world, which was Series 1, Episode 2. The face of Bo is dying, and the Doctor confesses it was actually the face of Bo in this case that saves the day, and not the Doctor himself. The face of Bo tells the Doctor he's not alone. The face of Bo dies. Very unfortunate. This story takes place on New York. The Doctor ignores the face of Bo's last words for the time being. Martha declines to leave until the Doctor tells her who he really is. The Doctor confesses to Martha that he lied to her and that he is the last Time Lord. The Doctor reveals to Martha that the Time Lord killed all of the Time Lords except him. Here are a few clips from Series 3, Episode 3, titled Gridlock. Next up is my joint review of Series 3, Episode 4, titled Daleks in Manhattan, and Series 3, Episode 5, titled Evolution of the Daleks. I'm covering these episodes together like I did for Aliens in London, World War 3, and Bad Wolf and Part of the Ways for Series 1. And like I did in Series 2 for Rise of the Cybermen, The Age of Steel, and Army of Ghosts and Doomsday, because they're one story, so separating it wouldn't make any sense. Here's my review for Daleks in Manhattan and the Evolution of the Daleks. The 10th Doctor and Martha arrive in 1930s, because it's not specifically said New York. Explicitly said. Homeless people are exploited as cheap labour for building the Empire State Building. Daleks feature during most of the story and are revealed to be the true villain of the story very early on. one of the Doctors Daleks transform into a human. This Dalek asks for the Doctor's help. Doctor and Martha visit a homeless people camp. This story also features pig slaves. The homeless people's wages is $1 per day. This story also features a song and a dance number. One of the Daleks appears to be jealous of humans. The Daleks argue amongst themselves. This story, like Series 2, Episode 13, titled Doomsday, and the end of Series 2, Episode 12, titled Army of Ghosts, contains only 4 Daleks. The Daleks invade the homeless people camp that the Doctor and Martha visited. The Doctor invites the Daleks to kill him. The Doctor does this as an honourable sacrifice to save the homeless people. The remaining Daleks capture the transformed Dalek human, which then they later exterminate. One of the Daleks teleports, and the Doctor gets electrocuted by attempting to inject the Dalek human hybrids with Time Lord DNA, which he does successfully, and these hybrids destroy 2 of the remaining Daleks, which leaves only 1 Dalek. So there's 4 Daleks to begin with. One transformed into a Dalek human hybrid, who the rest of the Daleks exterminated. The hybrids killed 2 of them, leaving only 1 solitary Dalek. Yep, so here are a few clips from Daleks in Manhattan and the evolution of the Daleks. Here they are. And that's actually it for my Modern Doctor Who reviews for this episode. So now it's time for this episode's feature called The Quote, or the Inspirational Quote, or The Quote. So I haven't come up with a definitive title for this feature. The Quote, this week's motivational quote, this week's inspirational quote. But yes, like with last week's inspirational quote, quote in general, it has been taken from Doctor Who The Daily Doctor, 365 and a quarter Universal Meditations on Life and How to Live It, written by Simon Guerrier and Peter Unger Heldes. And yes, you can purchase your copy on Amazon, or you can go to the Doctor Who social media channels, so that is Facebook, Twitter now called X for some reason, Instagram, probably those 3, maybe Threads as well, I don't know. Yes, so like with that one, I will be actually, because I don't know when this episode is actually going to be released, I'm actually going to read the quote from the book. So it's a day, every day there's a little section. So here is, because I'm reviewing this, recording this even, I am reviewing because I've just done 4 reviews of Modern Doctor Who, but I'm actually recording this on Monday, the 4th of September. So this extract is titled Pay It Forward. The Doctor: why would you do this for me, Ohio? You have helped us in the past. The Doctor: you would never bring on gratitude. And that section was taken from The Night of the Doctor by Stephen Moffat, which featured the return of Paul McGann as the 8th Doctor transformed into John Hurt's War Doctor, and was released in 2013. In a futile attempt to save the life of a spaceship pilot who had no reason to trust him, the Doctor had crash landed on the planet Khan. The pilot is dead, the Doctor mortally wounded. The Sisterhood of Khan, keepers of the flame and exile of external life, offer to help him regenerate. The Doctor is suspicious. In contrast to his selfless sacrifice, High Priestess Hulia sees that they want to save him because they need to win the war between Daleks and Time Lords. Her reminder, the Doctor helped the Sisterhood in the past because sacrifice that Priest Aaron made saved Doctor's life during their struggle with Morbius. The Doctor recognises this is time to pay it forward. You don't always need to do something to get something. It doesn't have to be in a crisis. Self-respect can be gained from helping others because it's the right thing to do, whether they are grateful or not. Yes, so that was this week's inspirational quote, taken from Doctor Who The Daily Doctor, written by Simon Guerrier and Peter Unger Heldes. So, yes, that's actually it for the Everything Podcast, Season 2, Episode 54. So in the next episode, I'll be reviewing another 4 Modern Doctor Who stories from Series 3, The Lazarus Experiment, 42, Human Nature and the Family of Blood, and there will be an extract from a Doctor Who book. So you've got that to talk to in the next episode. That's it for the Everything Podcast, Season 2, Episode 54.